All right, Ultra Noops Nation. My name is Reed Nelson. This is Jason Briggs. This is This Week in Rec. Championship Night Edition, where the Shockers prevail. Final score, I don't remember. 10?
Believe it was 69-61.
69-61. The Squires were amped up.
Yeah.
Kyle Mead flew in. He was not expecting to be in tonight, but he flew in. I'm not sure where he flew from, but it means a lot to these guys, so which is awesome. They were down 11 early. I want to talk about a sequence of plays that flipped the game, I think, kind of on its head. Adam Nelson, miss-laying, rebound, miss-laying, rebound on his own. Flipped to Ben Martancic for the three. They were down 11. They then went on, I think, a 14-3 run or something like that. Tied the game up right before the half. I thought this game was going to get away from us at that point before that happened.
Right. Yeah, it was looking pretty ugly. I think if the Squires would have came out just a little calmer, they would have had this game. They wouldn't have needed that big run to claw back. And I think they changed momentum, but I think they took a lot out of themselves, too, there at the end of the half. When I think they got down 11 or 13 points. So to be able to expound that kind of energy to end the half, I think they got in that nice high and then just never were able to recover fully again. So second half was decent, but I wasn't 10 minutes in. I was pretty confident the Shockers were going to win, and it ended up happening.
Middle of the second half, probably about 6 or 7 minutes left. Kyle Mead hit a three. I want to say they were maybe down 7, and he brought him back to 4 off of a Jerry Sakanovan steal of Zhao Li. But that was as close as they got for the rest of the game. Do you think the referees got in their heads? Because I know I'm very biased, but I thought the refs did a great job tonight. Do you think the Squires were affected by that tonight?
No, I think they were affected after. I don't think it got in their head though during the play. I just think they didn't. They were the team that missed more free throws, even though they shot fewer. I think the Shockers ended up being 15 out of 18 from the free throw line. They were the team that had more turnovers. I think 11-6 or 11-7. And I think the Shockers moved the ball a little bit better. Those were the real reasons they lost and the Shockers won, not the officiating. And I think they'd agree with that. Hamill, at least the first half, was, borderline awful.
From the free throw line?
From the free throw line, and then he was missing some bunnies. He was really jacked up to play, and you could tell. And he settled down there, and he made some big plays in the second half. But, there were a lot of little things they did wrong. I think, to a man, they would all say it was not on the refs, and they didn't get in their heads. Now, did they complain? Absolutely, but that's what you're going to do.
I think they relied a little bit too much on Ben.
Yep.
And, he just wasn't able to be Superman tonight.
Right.
Matt Hamill picked up that charging foul down here at the bottom, on the turnaround, and at that point it was kind of over. Had a chance to speak with Aaron Daniels of the Shockers about their first championship. Here's Aaron. Okay, I'm here with Aaron Daniels. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Season number 6 for the Shockers.
Sorry about that.
Okay, I heard somebody in the bench area saying this was going to be your last season. Is that true, or were you guys just...
No, that's not true. No, we played in a couple other leagues, and when we won the championship, just happened to be our last season.
Okay, very good. So we will see you guys next season. Okay, so closer game than I think a lot of people out here expected, but in the end, you guys pulled away. What was the key?
Yeah, they're a good team. You can't get away from them. I think we got up by 11 at one point, and Martancic, I think, hit 2 threes, brought them right back into it. And, they can all shoot. Jerry can shoot. Kyle obviously can shoot. So, yeah, that's a tough team. They play physical, well-balanced. So, yeah, it was a tough game.
Free throws saved you guys in the end. I don't know what it was exactly, but 8 for 8, 9 for 9, 10 for 10, whatever it was. And they struggled from the line. Talk about that being an advantage for you guys, especially this tonight's game.
Yeah, we've got some guys that we can rely on when it comes to. Thanks, bud. Yeah, we've got some guys that we know can shoot free throws. So when it comes down to the end, we feel pretty good about our chances. So we got Zhao. Everybody knows how Zhao. Ethan doesn't miss.
Gay fouls out at the end. Panic.
Well, we were up by 8 at that point, so there was no panic. And then, of course, they hit 2 threes, or a 2 and a 3. So I think we were up by 3 at that point. So yeah, then it came down to the free throws. So luckily we were able to hit them.
Okay, last question. This team next season in 3 weeks looks like what?
That's just it. I wanted it to be the same squad, but it sounds like Zal might be taking a season off. So I think we're taking auditions.
Okay. Well, congratulations, sir, on your first Gold Cup. Nice work, and we'll see you next season. Okay, that was Aaron Daniels. He thinks they've been playing around 6 seasons. So the Squires' previously noisy withdrawal go back to they predate me,
Right.
which is pre-2012, maybe even 2011.
Right.
They have not won a Gold Cup tonight, and they really wanted it badly. Because we know they're coming back, and we know the team that they're going to be back. Does this make them want it that much more, or does this just break them down and be like, oh, we got so far, and now just forget it. We're never going to get back there again.
I think it was an owner down in Texas who once said, this year we knocked on the door, or 2 years ago we knocked on the door. This year we kicked the door, and next year we're just going to kick the damn thing down. Something along those lines. They've got to the Final Four. They got to the championship game. I think it's going to make them even more hungry.
Do they need more offense, though?
No, I think they just got to utilize what they have. Hamill, I think, ended up being 4 of 10. He should have seen more looks in the post. Springer should have seen more looks in the post. Go inside, outside. They did way too much perimeter stuff. I think the threes they were looking for with Jerry, with Kyle, with Ben, with Nelly would have been a lot more open if they would have gone inside out rather than outside in. And then Nelly and Jerry would have had more room to drive if the post game was working a little bit more. So I think the offense is there. I really do. They just got to be smarter with it.
Springer was super quiet tonight. I mean, he was very quiet. So, Shockers likely to lose Zhao, it sounds like. How many losses does that potentially add to their season? They were 13-1 this, 12-1, 11-1, 12-1, whatever it was. They lost one game. How many losses does that potentially add?
Don't let the win over the Blue Chips fool you, because they did that twice without Zhao. He is the reason they went from a decent team to a Gold Cup team. Jake keeps getting better. Ethan's always been a good player. They've got good role players. But adding Zhao was the reason they went from one of the nice middle-of-the-pack rec teams to an elite rec team. So it's going to be huge. You're replacing with the exception of Jake, he's probably their primary ball handler. He's also the guy that you have to know at all times where he is on the court. And one fewer guy like that on the court it makes it a lot easier for the defense.
The Squires were that middle-of-the-road rec team. But they didn't add Zhao. And respectfully, I don't know if it was Jerry Sakhanov that put them over the edge. What did they do? Is it just more playing together?
Yeah, they didn't always have Adam Nelson, who has been a great fit. There's been seasons without Hamill. They have a lot of attendance issues. Some seasons Ben is not as on as he is. I think Jerry's 3 has gotten a lot better. They gel really well. They added Bo a couple seasons ago, which was nice, and he would have been really helpful tonight. So they add little pieces here and there, but you can't deny the chemistry. And that I guess that's part of the same thing with the Shockers. 4 of those guys have been playing together forever. And I think that's why the Squires will come up every couple of seasons. And maybe they got lucky not having to play the Gorillas, but maybe they would have beat the Gorillas too. And a lot of this is luck.
Sure.
I mean, Ethan Welter hits a fadeaway in the Sweet 16 with a couple seconds left for a 1-point victory over the Blue Chips, and they end up winning the championship.
Or else we might be looking at footballers or Blue Chips. Who knows?
Well, not Blue Chips. Honestly, we'd probably be looking at Rebels.
Okay. Very good. Last question. Early season or favorites for next season? Usual suspects?
Yeah, I mean, I really think this is going to tick the Rebels off. So I think they're going to come back more focused next season. I don't know what the Gorillas are going to look like, if Marmel's going to stay, if he's going to go. I know the Blue Chips have lost a few people and added a couple of quality players. Like, we'll just make sure they show up first. And they're losing me, which is awesome for them. So they're going to get better addition by subtraction. But yeah, I think it'll be the same teams. No footballers, obviously, because how are they going to play with OTAs and all that jazz?
Let's not count them out yet.
Yeah. But yeah, and then Fridley, it sounds like Fob will be back intact, so that means Dustin and Byrne. Blazers should be back. We'll see if maybe Marmol will join the Blazers as well if he's going to jump back in. I think we'll have some good teams. Maybe Billy Elwell's back and the Freeballers got another player. So
We'll see.
it'll be the usual suspects. But I mean, I'd like to see a Red Devils run. I was really pulling for the Squires. I mean, you can't play like 16, 17, 18 seasons and have me root against you.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be at least that,
Yeah.
if not more. So, all right, sir. Appreciate it. Great
I
season.
named every team there, didn't I?
Almost. Red Devils. That'd be fun.
I would love
I
it.
wouldn't mind that at all.
Kick
So-
Trey off, and you guys go for the Gold Cup.
all right. Thank you. Izzy may or may not be coming up. So appreciate it, sir.
Yep.
I'm Reed Nelson. This is Izzy Alkafas, and this is This Week in Rec, Week 1. I'm now joined by Izzy Alkafas. You went to Fridley. Are you serious, or were you joking?
That's it. That's serious.
So, okay. So you walk into Fridley,
Yep.
and what then? You're like, wait a second. I should be hearing basketballs.
No, as soon as I walk into Fridley, I turn the corner at the bottom of the stairs and I don't see the tarp. You know, because there's usually a tarp, and I'm like, and I see kids playing on that side. I'm like, just walk right back up the stairs, get in my car, and drive down here. Like I knew my fate.
Okay, so you saw the end. A solid game. Shockers pull away in the end. Jason and I broke it all down. So what are your thoughts of the remaining 12 minutes?
Yeah, it was 43-47 Squires, and they went on a 16-2 run. The Shockers did.
That's why you're here, man, for numbers like that. I didn't realize they had a 4-point lead in the second half.
4-point lead with maybe 11 minutes left. Hamill sealed off Ethan Welter for a layup to put him up 4, and then the wheels completely fell off the wagon for him. The last 12 minutes was Jerry's fault. He didn't make all the mistakes, right? But he made the mistakes that built the momentum for the Shockers. He turned the ball over on an entry pass into the paint, and then the next time down, Zhao took his cookies, and then he went up, passed it up for Jake for a layup, and then he lost Zhao on an offensive rebound, didn't box him out, scrambles, Zhao pulls up, and then the Shockers were up 2, and those 6 points were directly attributed to Jerry. So, like I said, it's not completely his fault. It's not like they couldn't come back, but all the momentum shifted in the favor of the Shockers, and they just completely took advantage of that. They had a chance to come back, and they just
If that Meade shot falls,
exactly.
down 1, right?
No, he made the 1. However, once again, 56-52, 4-point game. Maybe 2.5 minutes left. They have plenty of time. Jerry dribbles the ball from the top of the key, dribbles all the way to the left corner, and then pulls up a fadeaway 3-pointer, and misses it. They get the defensive rebound, foul him, and they go down and make 2 free throws. It's like Jerry kind of shot himself in the foot. I really wanted the Squires to win. I felt like they've been here for such a long time, and they've always been trying to get that title. And I think they're the most deserving team left that doesn't have a title. But they've been around.
Red Devils.
They've been around longer than the Red Devils.
Because Noisy goes back to before I was around.
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted them to win tonight. Nothing against the Shockers, but they're a newer franchise. You know, they have time to win. They're younger guys, and I really wanted the Squires to win. So I was kind of disappointed. But the Shockers deserved it. I mean, they had a great season.
I asked Jason this question. I'll ask it to you as well. Does this make the Squires hungrier, or does this make it just harder for them to ever get back here again?
Yeah, this was their chance, I think. It's deflating. This is deflating. When you get to this, not a lot of people get here and lose, but when you get here and lose, it's really, really tough to have the energy to want to come back and, like, really go for it.
For sure.
It's deflating. They're going to stew on this for another 3 weeks. And the thing is, their attendance is really shoddy. So a lot of times they lose games and they drop in the seeds and they struggle in the playoffs because their attendance is shoddy. That's not going to change moving forward. They actually had a really good 6 here tonight. They could have used Bo, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
So, any final thoughts on winter 2016 season?
No, attendance was a really big issue this season for whatever reason, across the board. A lot of 4-on-5 games, a lot of Iron 5 matchups in the playoffs. Same thing. I don't remember it being that rampant in terms of issues having people come to games.
You want to know the funny thing is, though, that you say that? I don't know. I think the first forfeit was in the postseason with the Muskies.
Yeah.
I don't think we had a Bloomington forfeit. I don't think we had a Fridley forfeit until, well, yeah, there was an illegal player week 1, but I mean, that's a forfeit, but not a, so, and thank you, everyone. That's fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, but there were, 4-on-5 games maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just
142
a lot of teams, yeah. Nice job, Zhao. A lot of teams just didn't have their full rosters throughout the course of the season.
Do you remember the first episode of This Week in Rec? Do you remember why we did it?
No, I don't.
Okay, last thing, UH Nation. The swearing rules, they're coming down. Okay, so just be careful. Yeah, I mean, too much swearing in this gym tonight. It was bad. So lots of bad stuff.
Jamichael Ollie, I think that's you with the 5 consecutive F-bombs after a turnover.
Because Jamichael Ollie, remember that? He let out like 6 straight F-bombs.
Yes.
So, and I don't remember, it was probably Emily at the time. I'm like, Emily, hold this camera. Izzy and I are going to do this show. And it was like a minute and a half. And we're like, all right, guys, if you swear, we're going to tee you up. If you swear, we're going to tee you up. And that was the first episode. And that was in spring of 2013. What was your favorite This Week in Rec moment? No, excuse me, winter of 2013, January of 2013. What was your favorite This Week in Rec moment?
So this is our 3rd full year. I mean, we completed 3 full years. This is winter of 2016.
Yeah, well, this would be the start of year 4. We took a little time off middle of last year. So
Yeah, okay. My favorite moment was the Abdis. I don't really think it's close.
we're going to bring on Mr. Briggs here a little bit to talk briefly about that. We talked about it a little bit last week.
Come here.
What do you want me to do with this guy here? Future UHer. What's your name?
My name's Abdi.
Abdi.
Hey, are you related to the other Abdi? Do you have an Abdi in your family?
Yeah.
See? Hey, Abdi, we found your.
Jeez! What is going on over here? Hey, we're trying to record a show here.
Abdi, we found your brother, the other Abdi. If you, we'll find him for you, okay? We'll bring him home.
All right, thanks, Abdi.
Thanks, Abdi.
Hey, he's got a Spalding basketball already, so he's on the right track. Oh,
Between the best teams and the worst teams in this league. Hey, come here. You seem interested. What's your name? Come here, right here.
My name?
Right here. What's your name?
Abdi.
Abdi. Of course it is. Thanks, Abdi. All right, thanks, buddy. You honestly can't make that. I had no idea.
okay.
We're out.
We'll see.
I did like our Halloween special, but for me, the Abdis take the cake. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, the Halloween was sweet. The Abdis. That was funny. Also recently with guys just I mean we got fans right now too. But John Goodrich just sitting around in the background. I love that. That's
John
great.
Price and John Goodrich every week this season we're watching. Apparently it's better live.
I should have put more thought into this. But I mean, the Abdi moment is the only moment where I went home to my girlfriend and be like, okay, you have to watch this. I don't for no other moment in This Week in Rec history did I say you need to sit down and watch this. She doesn't really know much about basketball anyway. So
you know what's funny about This Week in Rec? By the end of This Week in Rec this season, we actually had more people live watching This Week in Rec than we had at the championship game tonight, which is pretty amazing. How many people are watching this game tonight? Maybe 4?
A couple of family members. It wasn't many.
Is Zhao's family and
That's about it.
moving forward,
Jerry's family.
moving forward, the championship needs to be in Fridley. Every time we have the championship in Fridley, gym is full.
Yeah.
People are watching.
We've rotated it.
I
If you want to do that, let
mean,
Zach know.
I think that's what it should be. Right? Every time the championship's in Fridley, the gym is full. There's people.
Yeah, there's much more people there. There's a lot of kids running around. There's a lot better chance that a basketball will bounce into the court from the other court.
Yeah.
A soccer ball will fly him in the head.
This game did not feel like a championship game at all. Even when the game ended, the Shockers were like, "Hey, high five," which I actually like. I like that they weren't boisterous and act like they've been there before. But it just did not have that feel tonight with only 2 people watching the game. I think it needs to switch to Fridley personally.
We can switch it up. So we will not be doing this consistently anymore.
This is it.
So you've got a baby, and your new baby podcast as well, which is like your baby. I have some other things I need to take care of, and Zach Neubauer is now the region coordinator, so he'll be picking up something. Will it still be This Week in Rec? Will it be something
No.
different? I have no idea.
It's not This Week in Rec.
So
That's ours. We're retiring This Week in Rec.
So he'll have to come up with his own name. Is it the last show ever? No.
We'll be back
We'll
for
do something.
Final Fours and finals and playoffs, and maybe if something really comes up and we're both there, we'll do something.
But I do want to stress that the week in, week out, Friday morning, This Week in Rec will be done now.
People need to remember too. I've spent the last 3 years on Thursday nights waiting till the games ended so I can record, and you've driven from St. Paul so we can record this show for people that don't comment and don't really appreciate it, to be honest.
Oh, no, that's not true. I didn't say that. He said that. It was a lot easier when I was playing and when I was a region coordinator.
Do you remember a couple years ago when people were always on the message boards? It was, strings of 30 comments. Now it's nobody's talking.
Yeah. To be honest with you, and part of the reason why I'm wanting to shut this down is I'm not at as many of the games. I can't provide that top tier insight, give that to you, and you give it back to me. So I think, and this is my fault, but the quality's dipped a little bit. The camera's much nicer, but the quality is dipped. I don't know if we're giving people enough to comment on sometimes.
I give people plenty to comment. The only time people comment is when I completely go on a rail and people are almost like forced to comment. And that's the whole thing. This is a show. I've spent the last 3 years building enemies, in this league from the things that I've said to try to get people to talk. And I don't think people realize that that's kind of our job, is to get people to talk. So I don't really hate that many people. It's just that I say these things to get people to talk, and people take it personally. They don't really think about it. So I'm looking forward to actually just coming to the games, playing my game, and going home, and just kind of going away for a while.
The 2 biggest things we got were Travie Baby, MVP, and remember the Amy Brackenwagen game?
Yes.
So she played college, so we had to give the Celtics a forfeit. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just remember Emily with the camera.
That was good.
Finally had to get a tripod for. So for now, so long, sayonara. But you guys know where to find me, and you'd certainly know where to find him. So thank you very much. Signing off.
I don't know.
5:30.
5:30.
We'll see you then.